my YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. Oh my god, I'm fixing my top because I feel like something is not right here. But you know, guys, you Mendizoya, so far you're used to Betty. So I always tell people, when you come to this channel, don't expect perfection, because it's not happening. Yeah, so guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. It's still New Year. The year is still very fresh, and we are still not yet used to the year yet. Hatujazoea hii mwaka bado. It's still new, and so far so good. I cannot complain on my end. How about you? How is your year so far? How are you doing? How are you feeling so far? How are things? Are you umezoea hii mwaka ama you're still new? Anyway, thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy you're here. For all the new subscribers, because we have plenty of new subscribers, welcome to the channel. This is Betty. I am Betty, and I have two kids. I'm introducing myself to the new subscribers. I'm a mother of two. I have my son Darren, the engineer, and he got engineer from this channel, the engineer name from this channel. And I have a daughter. Her name is Naila, and she got the name Kamamu from this channel. So in short, my kids' nicknames are from the channel. So Kamamu is my daughter Naila, and Darren the engineer is my son. So my 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 fans, they have nicknamed my children. So for me, sijapata nickname. What is my nickname? I don't even want to know it. You know, sometimes you can ask for something and you get what you're asking for, and then you're like, apana, this is not what I was asking for. Yeah, anyway, thank you and for joining the family. I hope you have subscribed. For those who haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And those who have subscribed, welcome. For all the returning subscribers, thank you for always supporting me and watching my videos. Please share the video. Please like, comment down below. Tell us how your year is and everything that we're gonna talk today. Feel free to contribute. Please remember, keep your comments kind, because you know what, we are all human, we make mistakes. I'm not perfect. When I come here, I share a little piece of my knowledge, or a little piece of what I know or what's in my mind, but that doesn't mean that I am 100% perfect, because I'm human, you know, at the end of the day. So let's love each other. It's a brand new year. Hii mwaka hakuna makasiriko. This year we don't have any makasiriko. We are not yeah, we mean this year we want happiness. So welcome. Today I want to talk about the goals we set every year, you know. And for me, I have these goals that I set every year. At the beginning of the year, I set my goals, you know, because you cannot start a year without setting your goals. If you start a year and you don't set goals, that means you're not doing it right. Yeah, you have to set some sort of goals, yeah, because you want to see if you are progressing, or you want to see yourself from where you started to where you are. Have you, by the end of the year, you ask yourself, did I reach my goals? Did I do what I was planning to do from the beginning of the year? And I know a lot happens. A lot of times we go with the flow. A lot of times things, they come and they change all our plans. And you know what, guys, it's life, yeah. And we always say, even if things come and they make you change your plans, like, and especially more finances, things come along the way. You can plan and you can save up money, and then things happen. I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes I save money, and then after some time, something else comes, another plan comes, I spend that money that I was saving, and then that messes my saving plan. I go back again and I start afresh. I keep going back to starting from point one. My struggle is saving. Every time I save some money, I'm always, something comes up and I spend it. Not bad things though, not bad things. That was the best thing. And yeah, we have goals. The beginning of 2023, I had goals, I had plans, I had things that I wanted to do. I had a list of prayers, that what I was believing God for, what I was praying for. And I thank God, because guys, I'm not kidding you, all the things I was praying for in 2023, I got I got them all. Only one item that I didn't get. I was, only one item was on my list I didn't get, but the rest of it I got. Yeah, because I keep my list short. I say, God, I'm not being too much, because when we start having our needs, we can write a long list and exhaust God. I know he cannot be exhausted. He's our Father. But guess what, guys? I try to keep my list short and clear, and I tell God, please God, I want this and this and this for this year. So yeah, I mean, what are your plans? What are your goals? Have you set your goals? Have you set what you want this year? For me, I can share with you one thing I want for sure is to have the discipline of saving, and also the discipline of spending my money wisely. Yeah, a lot of people they struggle with that, spending the money wisely. You ask yourself, as we are in the US, we do taxes every year. And every time you get your W-2, you look at the money, you're like, wow, I made so much money. I did a lot of overtime. I made so much money. But then if I ask you, what did you do with this money? Where is it? Where is it? Ziko wapi? Have you ever been paid, or have you ever done like a certain deal? You get the money, but then at the end of the day, you ask yourself, where is the money? What did I do with it? You can't even remember. And sometimes the devil really come and anatusumbua kichwa, we spend our money like evil, kuzitumia tu vibaya. So I asked myself this question, and I said, like, based on my what I get and what I'm spending on, how is my ninaenda aje? So I asked myself that question, and I said, oh my God, Betty, you need to learn how to spend your money wisely. You are not spending the right way, because my weakness is shopping. I have that weakness, and I have really struggled with that shopping. I am the kind of person that don't plan on like what when it comes to spending. If you take me to the mall today, trust me, even if I had not planned for it, I'll come back with the whole bag of shopping. And I did not, and I know a lot of women will struggle with that. So I'm calling it my weakness, and that is something I want to work on this year. I want to work on another thing, guys, sleeping on an idea. I'm the kind of person, if I want to do something, like, for example, there's a time I decided I'm going to do dreadlocks, and I actually did dreadlocks. Yeah, I did put dreadlocks, and then the decision to put dreadlocks on my head came the same day, because niliona duka ya dreadlocks, and I decided I'm doing dreadlocks. Nikaingia, nikaset appointment, na nikaenda nikaekwa dreadlocks. Yeah, so I see a dreadlock store, I step in, I do dreadlocks, and then after 1 week they came off. They were perfectly done, neatly done. So I'm not blaming on the lady who did my dreadlocks, but she did a wonderful job, by the way, and I would go back to her. I was not thinking about the length of my hair. My hair is pretty short, so I went in the shop, I did the dreadlocks. At first, she had mentioned that there's a high chance they will come off because my hair is short and very soft. But I did not listen. I just went in, I made a decision, I booked an appointment, and I had my dreadlocks done. When you remember last year, I did a video about like the guy who the guy who conned me the money, who was installing my ceiling fans. And that's a decision. You just make a call, you don't sleep over it, you rush into, you get into a deal where you are not even, somebody has not clearly told you how much they're charging you, and you just get into it and you let them, that kind of discipline where you are not going to rush into things. You know what I mean? I hope I have a point. Because sometimes you have to ask yourself, why am I getting into these things? Why am I getting into bad deals? Why am I getting conned like that? It's because you sometimes you have to own your mistake and say, hey, yeah, this will not happen again. To avoid that happening again, to avoid me getting into somebody who is, coming to fix things in my house and not even telling me the price, but I'm still going with it. To avoid those kind of things, we have to own your mistake and say, yes, I did it wrong. Next time I'm not. Now I'm going to work on that weakness of trusting too much and not sleeping over something, thinking about what I'm about to do. I don't know if I'm making sense, yeah? Hizi kurukilia vitu, kurukilia. Just because you know someone, na huyu ni best yako, anakuconnect na huyu mtu, unakimbilia to get into a certain deal, not thinking about your finances, not thinking about you yourself, not thinking where are you at this point, yeah? Sleeping over things and thinking about it. You know, as a woman, I always feel like men are kind of, unajua wanaume, a lot of men, they take their time, you know? Na mimi naonanga ni kama, they are dragging so much to decide what to do. Let me tell you, I've come to realize it's a good thing. It's a good thing to take your time and think and decide and weigh options. So that's my struggle. And I'm working on it. And I say, this is what I know better. I have learned better. And that's the reason why I'm using that example of the video I did about somebody, the guy who, you know, like, I'm not going to go back to that video, but I used it an example of how we easily spend our money not wisely, yeah, unwisely. And so many other things, yeah, even expenses that don't make sense. You just go into things that you had not planned for, you know, and those are the things I'm saying. You have to work on it. If you are like me, Betty, for me personally, that is the kind of goal I have. Sleeping on decisions, ideas, thinking about it. If I have someone to come and do a job in my home, I have to get different people, different quotes, sleep over it, think about it, and then decide, okay, now I'll go with this. Trusting people too much, that's another thing I said. That's another goal I said. You have to don't trust people like that. Only trust yourself. Because the moment you trust people and you believe so much in people, then you get let down, you get disappointment, you get into this one. Unafiksiwa mahali mpaka unashangaa. Huyu mtu amenifix aje hapa na venye nilikuwa nimemtrust. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Going into Amazon app or other different apps, start shopping, going on Temu. For me, my weakness is Temu and Amazon. Going in Temu, shopping this dozen of clothes that you don't even need. You know, those kind of financial discipline. I hope I'm making sense, guys. I'm trying to bring a point here, yeah? So a lot of times as human beings, or me as Betty, nimejikuta kwa kikitu, and especially finances, and then I realize, I'm not saving my money. I'm not spending my money wisely. Where am I going with this? Kwa nini hii kitu nilikuwa ni achieve na sija achieve, you know? So those are the things for me personally I am working on right now. Another thing is credit cards. Credit cards in this country, they are good. Yeah, and a lot of people, they feel like, oh, you know, you have to avoid credit cards overall and don't take a credit card kabisa. Let me tell you guys, usiwai fikiria, don't ever think that when you avoid a credit card, that's the now you are good. Credit cards are good. It all depends on how disciplined you are and how you are spending your credit money, the money you have on your credit card. So if you're new in the US, don't be scared of taking a credit card. Let nobody tell you that when you come to the US or when you go to UK or another country, ati usichukue credit card. Take the credit card, yeah? It's good to have a credit card because I always say the credit cards are good for emergency purposes or when you really have to, like now, for example, if I have an emergency and I have to fly out or I have to go to somewhere really bad, not a vacation, but let's say, for example, there's an emergency back home and I have to rush. You know, even if I don't have the cash, I can take my card and just pay for my flight and go. And I'm hoping not, you know, knock on the wood. But I'm just saying they come in when you really, or something breaks in my home. And I really don't have the money and it has to be fixed. I can always use the credit card and pay the company. Yeah, so credit cards are good. They can come in through for you when you really don't have the money. So don't avoid the. But my discipline or my goal this year is to spend my money on use my credit card wisely. So far, I have been doing good on that. By the way, I have honestly. I can tap myself on the shoulder and say I have improved. There's a time in the beginning of last year I had spent so much money on my credit card and I kept on paying. Nikipata pesa nikulipa madeni yaziishi. You know, you spend, let me tell you, that money pains you. Money that you have spent on your credit card and you keep paying, it pains you a lot. And you know, it accumulates interest and then all this. So I know I'm not only talking about myself. I'm not speaking for myself. This conversation is for all of us. I'm including myself. And I'm not saying all of us have the same struggles. I don't know what you're struggling with. But for me, I'm talking about the kind of struggles I'm struggling. And I know that I have a sister or a brother who has the same struggles and who is working on the same things as I'm working. So for me, I have to work on saving. Really have some discipline when it comes to saving my money. I don't want this thing of by the end of the year, I'm looking at the money I've made and I'm looking at where is it? Have I saved? Have I done something with it? Where am I? I'm just looking at I'm looking at the W2 and I'm like, I made $60,000 the whole year, or I made $100,000, or you're looking at it, you're like, damn, I made $200,000. Where is the money? It happens. It happens. By the time you're filing your taxes, you're asking yourself, Nasia direko. You know, you're asking, sorry for those who don't understand Kikuyu, but I'm just saying, you look at the money you've made and you're like, zilienda wapi? You know, I told my friend the other day, I said, I wish we get paid yearly. Like, everything we make, we get paid yearly. Let me tell you guys, money, sometime we have to really call ourselves meetings between you yourself. You call your finance cabinet, yeah? You yourself, myself and I have to sit down on a meeting and say, you know what? Now let's sit down. Where are we going wrong? Yeah, for me, the mistakes I did last year, sometimes you have to let things slide. You cannot just dwell on, and especially when you lose money easy. Let me tell you one thing, guys. I've come to realize we can get blood pressures from things that happened or happen in our lives, and they happened, and there's nothing we can do about them. Instead of worrying so much about it, it's better to learn from the mistake and move on, yeah? Like me, I have learned from a few things I've done in the past, and I'm like, okay, and I'm saying spending money. When I'm talking about spending money, this is not a conversation on relationships or whatever. This is a conversation about money, yeah? So I have looked at the things I did in 2023 and I said, wait a minute. I should have done that right. I should have done that better. Is it going to happen next time? I have pinched myself on the ear and I said, these and these and these. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect, but I say, Betty, you know, you have once a kuumwa na pesa zako. You know, like sometimes we say people are stingy, but a little bit of being tight with your money is good too. You know, I'm not saying being stingy at sitakula sitakunywa, no, but being mindful of the money, how you are letting it go. It's hard to earn. Let me tell you guys, it is so hard to make money. Nowadays, you go to the store, you look at the things. Yesterday, I was talking to my friend and I said, Guy, I went to the store, I paid $100 on few items. And I'm like, Kwani, what's happening? You know, because you bought a few items and the money, when you look at it, the money you're paying for the items, you're like, what is happening? So guys, we have to be very careful when it comes to finances. Remember, everything has gone up. Our wages have not gone up. Those people who depend on pay, our pay has not gone up. Maybe yours have gone up. Mine has not gone up. Our wages have not gone up, but everything else have gone up. So what are we going to do? to survive, because we have to survive somehow. We have children. Mimi, let me tell you one thing I said this year, or for the couple of months this year, I'm not saying the whole of this year, but for some time, I have to put a stop on shopping. No more buying clothes for now. No more buying no more buying shoes. No more buying clothes. No more buying handbags, whatever. For now, period. Nimekanyangia. My children, I look at their closet and I'm like, they are good for now. Not unless it's something that has to be bought. But for now, when it comes to clothes and things are done, they are not important, no more. I looked at my home and I said, you know what? No more furniture. For now, we can do with what we have. It's about time to do it. Because let me tell you guys, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but times are hard. We have to take care of our money, because guess what? Life is expensive everywhere. It's not just in Africa that life is expensive. Life is expensive everywhere. So whether we like it or not, we have to control our money, how we are spending it. Because guess what? When we have to eat. Eating is a must. Yeah, for eating good is a must. I'm not saying that we pinch on the dollar or the shilling or the what do you call it? Then the money, whatever currency you're using. I'm not saying you pinch on that pound. I'm not saying you pinch on that money you use when it comes to food. No, eat healthy. Eat good. Eating, that one we are not pinching. Let's eat good, yeah? And that's why I'm saying we have to balance it. We know now the most important, rent has to be paid, mortgage has to be paid, our bills have to be paid, our lives have to be taken care of. What are the things that we will balance? Where are we gonna go on the scale? Which things we're gonna go less, so that we can continue enjoying good life without struggling. That's the whole point, guys. Where are we gonna, you know, when I do these videos, I'm talking to a lot of people. We all have kila mtu akona, everybody that I mean, I'm talking to a lot of people here in different countries, and everybody, they have their own struggles. Some people, they have more money than others, because this topic is about the money. So I know to some of you, your lives will not change that much because you're okay, you know. But also, even if you're okay, lazima kuwe na pahali unaona you have to work on, yeah? So guys, for those people who are middle class like me, yeah? And we are blessed and we are middle class, we have to be careful on we have to be careful on how we are spending our money, yo. We have to be tight. You know me, I say to myself, I say, hey, Betty, you are generous. You know me, I'm a philanthropist. I like to give. I like to bless, yeah? But also, even if I'm giving, I have to be careful on how I'm doing it. You don't want to go overboard and then looking back, you're struggling. It's affecting somewhere. Also, even if you have kids, yeah, you have to know, you have to sit down and do a budget. Like now, I'll tell you another struggle. I used to struggle with going to the store, ninaenda kununua sukari, and I come back with a whole cart full of groceries. That is something that I'm honestly still struggling on that. You know, that self-discipline, I have decided, you know, I used to see, let me tell you, in America, I don't know where you are, but here in Arizona, I go to the store and I see a lot of Americans. They go with a list. They tick, wanna tick. Whatever they are buying, they stick to the budget. They stick to their list. And I feel, I actually thought about it, and I talked to another friend of mine. She's Kenyan as well. She told me, Betty, if you don't do that and you're a mother, you honestly gonna end up spending so much money on food, and you are not earning that kind of money. So because I was like, how much I'm spending? I'm spending so much on things zinajaa kwa pantry, you know, like you fill up your pantry, you fill up everywhere, and you're like, every week you're going shopping, so for me, I decided I'm gonna be having a list every week. What do I need? If that thing ikiisha katikati ya wiki, I am not going to the store. yes, it has gotten to that point of you're not running to the store every minute. Because remember, going to the shop, it's also a sort of temptation, because every time you step in that shop, you see something else that you don't have. So I said I'm gonna be sticking to this list. And also remember, guys, as I told you, this is something I'm still working on. You stick to the list and say, okay, if not unless Kenya imeisha, not unless what I really need is something like salt that we cannot do without. If it's something that we can do without, we can survive for a couple of more days without, I'm gonna wait until Saturday, when is my shopping day. So have a shopping day. Have a specific day for your shopping, and in between the week, don't even go to the store. If you shop monthly, push those things until they get to the end of the month, and then that way we'll be saving a penny or two. I don't know about you, but me, I am really willing and I'm really going to work on that, because I want to have some savings. Yeah, I want to have some savings. When you have kids, and you don't have the savings, it's very sad. Yeah, you need that money. Let me tell you, they always say have 6 months worth of worth of your rent in the bank. 6 months worth of your, is it 6 months worth of your rent or expenses, your monthly expenses, unakuwa na savings that are worth, like, they can push you for about 6 months. So these are the ways I am planning. These are the things I'm planning to work on comes 2024. As I said, I'm human. I'm not perfect. Maybe you can give us a tip on how you save your money, how you take care of your penny, how you pinch your penny. Because honestly speaking, guys, times are hard. You cannot be influenced by social media. When you see Betty buying something, you feel like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I also want to do it. I see a lot of YouTubers, they change furniture, they change cars, they change this, and that's their time. You don't know what someone is doing to get that money. By the way, one thing I know about financial discipline, don't ever get into something, don't ever go for something that you don't have the money to be paying, especially a debt. If you know you are going for a debt or you're borrowing something, just know, uko ukijua, how am I going to be paying this thing? And that thing has really helped me. For me, if you see me going for something, I go for it knowing so well that I have the money to be paying. Let me tell you, we might think, oh, this is common sense, Betty. No, some people, they really get this social media influence, and somebody will end up going to Coach, not even Coach. You go to a Gucci store, just because Betty was doing a video doing shopping at Gucci, you think, oh, Betty kanavanga Gucci, let me go to the Gucci store and shop. And then you come back with goods worth $5,000, and you're sinking into debt. You don't know the other person, what is their secret when it comes to their finances. So we have to be very disciplined, not go by what other people will say, or what people will think about our lives or our lifestyle, or what we have, what we don't have. Me, one thing I love about America is nobody cares about anybody, how they dress, how they eat, how they live. Everybody has their own lives to live. Like, really, people don't worry so much. If you come to my house and you find I don't have good furniture, so what? Yeah, I know there are people who really worry about what other people will think. You really want to impress you, and yeah, sometimes we really want that lifestyle that we cannot afford, to be honest. Yeah, we have that struggle sometime. So guys, let's work on our finances this year. Let's work on our goals. Let's work on our weaknesses, and let's learn from our past mistakes. For me, I've just told you, I have done things the wrong way. 2023, I did things, I wasted my money, I had my money lost, I did things that that costed me really bad, but I am willing, I learned from that, and I'm willing to start doing things different, because I can't afford to lose more money. I can't afford to lose. I want to, unataka, you want your bank to go up like this. You don't want to kila saa inaenda chini, and also we want to progress, you know, we want to grow. Let me tell you, in this world there's nothing you can people say money is not everything, but you realize money is something. Yeah, money is everything, guys. You know, people who say money, pesa si kila kitu. Money is everything. What can you do in this world without money? If you're eating breakfast, you spent money to buy the things. So money is everything, to be honest. Yeah, think about it. Money is everything, and money is very important, and it's very important to spend wisely. Very important to spend wisely, and very important to take your time. As I say, take your time to do when you're doing things, when you're making decisions. Like for me, I'm by myself. Sometimes when you're two people, like let's say if I had somebody who I was consulting, it also helps because the other person can help you to slow down. You know, like for when you're by yourself, sometimes you rush into things because you don't have this other person to say, hey, honey, let's wait a little bit. Yeah. So, but also that doesn't mean you cannot make the right decisions when you're by yourself. That's not an excuse. I'm just saying, sometime when you're two of you, the other person can correct you and say, hey, just take your time, and drag you behind a little bit, and that helps you to avoid making mistakes. But when you're by yourself, sometimes you get into mistakes. You rush into the decisions, you rush into things, and then you realize later on, I've done a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done better. So anyway, we learn as we go, guys. I hope we have a wonderful year, all of us. Thank you. And I'll be doing more of sit-down videos and just have a conversation about life, yeah? And just life, because I know the things that I go through in life, somebody else go through the same thing also, or someone has gone through it and it helps. Yeah, so let's work on financial freedom. And by the way, guys, if you are able, let me conclude this video and say, if you are able to live life not getting into debts, like kulipa cash, if you are able to survive on cash, paying things without having to use the credit, the better. You know, if you are able to buy things cash, the better. But if you're not, then it's okay to have a debt, but then you have to be careful on how much you're getting to it, how much is your earnings. Yeah, just have that wisdom. Yeah, and let's always pray. We include God into everything. God to help us make good decisions. As I said, we are all learning. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Take care, and I will see you on the next video.